Starting freelancing is not as hard as you might think, but that is if you are someone who doesn't give up easily. In this video, I am going to share with you an action plan or a checklist that you can follow in order to start freelancing as a complete beginner with no experience. Hi there, my name is Sadiq Umar. I am a full-time freelancer living in Nigeria, and this video is going to be based on my personal experience of starting freelancing and becoming a full-time freelancer. The very first thing that you need to start freelancing is you need to choose the services that you are going to start selling as a freelancer. There are hundreds of services that you can choose from and start offering as a freelancer, but the services that you choose to start selling are going to depend on several factors. The very first thing is your level of skills. If you choose to become a graphic designer, do you have the relevant experience? Do you have an experience being a graphic designer? If you choose to become video editor, do you have experience with video editing? If you have at least a decent level of skill in any service, then that might be a good place to start. But if you can't think of any skill that you are good enough at it to start offering as a freelancer, then you shall consider the next factor, which is your learning capability. Nowadays, you can learn anything on YouTube. You can learn whatever you want to learn on YouTube for free. And in rare cases where you have trouble learning on YouTube, there are other methods such as using Udemy or Skillshare in order to learn whatever you want to learn and start offering as a freelancer. But if you don't have any background in whatever you want to start selling as a freelancer, what you should do is you should consider your learning capability. Whatever you choose to learn, make sure you have the capability of learning that skill without spending hundreds of hours in learning. If you choose to learn graphic design, ask yourself, do you have the capability of learning graphic design without spending hundreds of hours in learning? Because the problem is, if you choose a skill that is going to take you too much time to learn, you might end up spending too much time in learning and never actually taking any action. So if you know it is going to take you too much time to learn graphic design, it might be a good idea to choose something else, something like data entry or audio transcription or audio editing, something that is going to take you less time to learn. I recently did a video where I share 5 best skills that are suitable for new freelancers. You can watch that video as a guide that will help you choose the services that you can start offering as a new freelancer. Okay, when you choose the services that you want to start selling as a freelancer and you learn at least a decent level of skill in the services, the next step is build your portfolio. Your freelancer portfolio is basically your personal showcase. It's what you are going to present to potential clients. That is what potential clients are going to look at to evaluate your skills to determine whether they want to work with you or not. There are many ways to create a portfolio. You can create a portfolio in a PDF format. You can create a portfolio website whether on WordPress or Squarespace, or you can even use Canva to create a portfolio. Last week I did a video where I share a tutorial on how you can create a portfolio website in Canva for free within 5 minutes. I am going to put a link to that video in the description of this video. So if you are interested, you can watch that video and learn how you can create your portfolio website in Canva for free. You can create your portfolio in several ways, but the best place to have your portfolio is on a freelancing platform. There are 3 major freelancing platforms which we are going to talk about later in the video. But the next thing that you should do when you create your portfolio in Canva or in PDF or anywhere else, the next thing is you should create a work sample. When you just start your freelancing career, you are going to start looking for clients. And when you look for clients, when you find clients, potential clients are probably going to ask to see a sample of your work. Let me give you an example. If you choose to become a YouTube thumbnail designer, when you start conversations with potential clients, they are probably going to ask to see a sample of your work. That means they want to see some thumbnails that you designed previously. Or if you choose to become content writer, potential clients are going to ask to see a sample of the content that you wrote previously. And as a complete beginner with no experience, you have no work sample. You haven't worked for anybody before. So you don't have any previous work that you can share with potential clients. That is why you need to create a sample of your work. When you create your work sample, you are going to include it in your portfolio. And a portfolio with work sample is going to be at least 100 times more effective than a portfolio with no work sample. So what you should do is, whatever you want to start selling as a freelancer, when you learn at least a decent level of skill in whatever it is, the next thing that you should do is create sample. If you want to become YouTube thumbnail designer, create some YouTube thumbnails, create an enticing YouTube thumbnails. If you want to become a content writer, write some content. If you want to become a video editor, edit some videos as sample. Whatever you want to do, I believe there is an opportunity for you to create a sample that you can share with your potential client, because the purpose of work sample is to show the potential client this is what you can do for them. So if you create the best work sample based on your ability, you have a higher chance of getting client fast compared to if you have no work sample that you can share with potential client. Okay, at this stage, you choose the services that you want to start selling, you learn the skills needed to deliver the services, and you also create a work sample that you can share with potential client. The next step is to start looking for clients. There are many ways to find clients, but as a new freelancer, especially if you are an African, the best way to start is to start with freelancing platform. As I said, there are 3 major freelancing platforms. Those are Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, and Freelancer.com. I personally don't like Freelancer.com very much. I recently did a video where I share the reasons why, so I recommend you either choose Upwork.com or Fiverr.com. The reason why you should start with a freelancing platform as a new freelancer is a freelancing platform is a place where people go when they are looking to hire a freelancer. So choose a freelancing platform, either Upwork or Fiverr.com, and set up your profile. I recently created a tutorial where I share how you can create your freelancer profile on Upwork. I'm going to put a link to that tutorial in the description of this video, so you can watch that video and learn how to create your freelancer profile on Upwork. Okay, when you create your freelancer profile on either Upwork or Fiverr.com, the next thing that you need to do is you need to learn how to write a good proposal. Your proposal is basically your cover letter. That is what you send to potential client when they post a project, when they are looking to hire a freelancer. And in order to increase your chances of getting a client fast, you need to learn how to write a captivating and appealing proposal. In order to craft a compelling proposal, you need to include many things in your proposal. And I recently did a tutorial where I share how you can write a compelling proposal as a new freelancer. I am going to put a link to that tutorial in the description of this video, so you can watch that video and learn how to craft a compelling proposal as a new freelancer. So when you create your compelling proposal, you can just use it as a template that you can customize for every single project that you send your proposal to. Okay, when you create your compelling proposal template, the next thing that you should do is you should learn how to apply for jobs the right way. When applying for jobs, especially on Upwork, you need to make sure that you only apply for jobs that you have a higher chance of getting the job. And there are many criteria to consider when sending your proposal to project. The very first thing that you should do is avoid just sending your proposal to every project that has graphic design in it if you want to become a graphic designer, or every project that has content writing if you are a content writer. What you should do is you should use some search filters to find projects that you have a higher chance of getting. When a client posts a project on Upwork, they can specify whether they are looking for a freelancer in a specific country, or whether they are looking for a freelancer who speaks certain languages, and there are many other requirements that potential clients set when they post a project on Upwork. So what you shall do as a complete beginner to freelancing is you shall only send your proposal to clients who are looking for a beginner freelancer. And also, before sending your proposal, make sure you meet other requirements such as language requirement. If the client is looking for a freelancer who speaks more than one language, make sure you meet that requirement. If they are looking for a freelancer in a specific country, make sure you meet that requirement also. I also recently did a tutorial on how you can apply for jobs the right way on Upwork. I'm going to put a link to that tutorial in the description of this video. So those are the steps that you need to follow in order to start freelancing as a complete beginner with no experience. So if you are patient enough and if you are dedicated to learn whatever you don't know how to do, then you are going to be a successful freelancer in just a matter of time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.